Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Saturday, the 6th of May 2023. In today's Millwall news, this popped up exclusive from the Scottish Herald at heraldscotland.com. Millwall eye second Kevin Nisbet bid as championship rivals enter race. So we are back in Kevin Nisbet. Well, let's find out. Kevin Nisbet is at the centre of a three-way championship fight for his signature as Millwall and Bristol City get to step up their attempts to sign the Hibernian striker. Is that? I think there's the ads messes up. This is the first sentence missing. Something, and Blackburn Rovers are also in the race to secure the services of the Scotland international ahead of his exit from Easter Road at the end of the campaign. Nisbet pulled out of a potential switch to the Den during the January transfer window, but Millwall poised to return to the negotiating table in a bid to strike a deal at a second attempt. Say what? He pulled out. I thought we found that he had a dodgy knee and he didn't pass the medical. And we tried to obfuscate that, be nice to him, and we didn't let that get out. We said something about the deal being off, but then literally the week after he got injured, so close call that one, wasn't it? It says the Lions were in attendance in Leith on Saturday afternoon. The Lee Johnson side took a significant step toward European qualification with a 2-1 win over St Mirren. So we scouted him, we sent a scout apparently. Even though we already know what he's like, we're obviously interested in him because we tried to sign him before, but there was a problem with his knee and we sent him back. So why are we scouting him again? Surely we would you'd probably try to do the deal again, get the medical again, and then get him to pass the medical. You don't need a scout, you need a doctor, I guess. Ellie Ewan and Will Fisher are on target for the hosts. They moved clear of the Saints into within a point of fourth place Hearts in the Premiership standings. A series of fine performances from Nisbet, who has scored 10 goals in 60 matches following an injury-hit first half of the season. The strength of Millwall's desire to do a deal this summer. Boss Gary Rowett faces competition from second-tier rivals Bristol City as they eye a potential switch which could be worth around 1.5 million ahead of the new championship campaign. Nisbet will enter the final year of his Easter Road contract in the coming weeks, and Johnson will have the cash in on one of his prize assets rather than lose him for nothing next term. The 26-year-old has attracted sustained championship interest once again this season, and the Robins are now aiming to move ahead of the queue as Millwall and Rovers keep a close eye on the situation in the capital. Nisbet will look to fire Hibernian into European action before his departure, and has trips to Pretoria and Tynecastle either side of back-to-back meetings with the old firm to focus on as he attempts to leave the perfect parting gift at Easter Road. Hibs now have 7 points from the last 3 Premiership outings, and speaking after the win over the Buddies, Boss Johnson said, "We want to keep striding forward. We don't want to settle. We feel like we've got consistency in performance, and our challenge now is to perform for 90 minutes. If we do that, we'll be a very good side. Hopefully we can keep as much of the team together moving forward and add between 2 and 4 in the summer." So there you go. Apparently Blackburn, Millwall and Bristol City. Which is weird, but I don't know. Like, why would we send a scout? We obviously know what he can do. We were interested in him before. Surely you would have either a physiotherapist or a doctor watch him, watch how he's moving. see how he's playing, and see if his injury is still a problem, and then you'll make the bid again and try and get him in for another medical. And, hopefully he hasn't soured on what happened before, and he might still be interested in coming back. But there you go. Is this real? Is this not? It seems, I don't know. Apparently, someone from Millwall was at the game watching it, so that's where this story's come from. But then they say that, and they say Blackburn Rovers and Bristol City were interested, but they don't say that they had scouts at the game. So how does he know they're interested? This might just be like, obviously he's trying to get moving this summer, so he's trying to whip up some interest. Yeah, we're starting to get these stories out now. Kevin Nisbet today, the other day it was Joe Bryan of Fulham. So, and I'm clear that Millwall probably are speaking to people that will be out of contract and trying to do deals, but we will see. We'll see what happens this summer. Now, moving on to this, obviously, a bit of it was in yesterday's video. So the end of season awards night took place at the Den, and here we go. We've got pictures and we've got winners. So Millwall Football Club's 22-23 end of season awards night took place at the Den on Friday the 5th of May, hosted by Sky Sports' Michael Bridge. The Lions' first team squad and management entered the Den's 1885 club as the night got underway, before a three-course meal was served and awards were handed out. Following that, an auction took place before a singer and a saxophonist played the rest of the night away. Take a look at our gallery from the night below. They've got the list of winners here. Junior Lions Player of the Year, Tom Bradshaw. PFA Community Champion of the Year, Billy Mitchell. Chairman's Unsung Hero of the Year, Dean Mayer. Lioness Player of the Season, Otesha Charles. Goal of the Season, Zion Flemings against Rotherham United away. Young Player of the Year, Romain Esse. And MSC Player of the Season winner, Zion Fleming. Second place, Tom Bradshaw. And third place, George Saville. So here we go. Let's roll through this. There you go. Pick a card, any card. Looks like a magician. Is that a magician? I don't know. But there you go. Moving on. There you go. There's all the players there. Oh, look, Charlie Cresswell was there. Nice one. Ryan Sampson got a bit of a tan. That's a nice shirt. And I wonder if he played Baker Street. Of course he did. It's the only song that features a saxophone. Quite heavily, isn't it? There's Charlie Cresswell. They just keep going. So, wow, this is all the stuff that was auctioned off. What is that? What is that? Is that Netherlands shirt? What is that? What's the significance of that? Did Zion Fleming put that up? Did he play for the Dutch team under age? There's hundreds of videos, it looks like. Just keep going. Hey, Damu Maku. Wearing a bow tie. Nice. And we're back to the beginning. So there you go. Now, moving on to something that was announced yesterday. But more details have come out. So EFL announced landmark broadcasting deal with Sky Sports. Yeah, EFL clubs have unanimously approved the record domestic rights deal with broadcaster Sky Sports, worth £935 million over a 5-year period, with over 1,000 matches to be broadcast each season, a record number of games for any football club agreement. Running from next season, 24-25, to season 28-29, the arrangement will be made up of guaranteed payments of £895 million and £40 million in marketing benefits. In total, 1,059 EFL matches are set to be broadcast exclusively across existing Sky Sports channels or live via a Sky Sports streaming destination available on TV and mobile devices. The new deal, all opening final day midweek fixtures in the Sky Bet EFL will be shown live, as will all games played on bank holidays, including Easter, Boxing Day, and New Year's Day, alongside the matches played in Sky Bet League 1 and League 2 during international breaks. Increased notice for fans. Now, Article 48, this was the big thing that was being discussed. I think we saw today the Premier League having a little tinkle. They broadcast what did they broadcast? They broadcasted Man City versus Leeds at 3 PM. Now, I always thought this was like a law, but apparently it's like a rule, just from the FA and the Football League and the Premier League. Article 48, which means that broadcasts of football games will be blocked between 2:45 and 5:15, which is why we get all of the games moved around Friday night to Saturday morning to Saturday evening to Sunday morning to Sunday afternoon, and Sunday night sometimes, which is kind of weird now, and even Monday night. The reason why we get all the games moved around is because they don't want games being shown live on television on Saturday 3 PM. So that will continue, because the new deal allows for Article 48, the blocked broadcast period between 2:45 and 5:15 on Saturday afternoons, to remain, meaning that main broadcast fixtures will be scheduled for outside of this time. Final fixture slots will be confirmed at a later date. So that's interesting, isn't it? Could they move them to other days, like Thursdays, like Setanta tried to do? What does that mean? Domestic streaming. So from the 24-25 season onward, this agreement makes more matches available to stream and will effectively replace the current Sky Sports EFL red button coverage and EFL's domestic streaming option provided via iFollow and club streaming services. Domestic streaming audio services will remain alongside the six existing audio-visual arrangements for international audiences via iFollow and club streaming services. What does that mean? Well, I think that means that Millwall TV will not be an option for UK viewers. If you are around the world, you will still be able to get season tickets and watch games around the world. But if you're in the UK, you need to subscribe to Sky Sports, and apparently they're going to be doing a new thing. They're going to be doing an online thing. Now, will it be based on your club, or will it be based on basically an EFL channel, which will be a separate thing that you'll have to subscribe to? So it'll be like iFollow, but it'll be Sky Sports' EFL version of iFollow, and I imagine it'll be that and not club based. I don't know. We have no idea, so we have to wait and see. Enhanced production values and club numbers, blah blah blah. So yeah, and then there's a couple of quotes there, but we have a Q&A. So this is a long page. And there's a lot going on here. So they've got bullet points and stuff. So 1,059 of EFL's 1,891 games will be broadcast. So basically nearly every single game. I mean, most of the games. A hell of a lot of games. 328 championship matches, all 15 playoff matches, all Carabao Cup matches, and all 127 EFL Trophy matches, because obviously Carabao Cup and the EFL Trophy are midweek fixtures. So each league weekend fixture round will see 10 live EFL fixtures shown. So 5 matches in the Sky Bet Championship and 5 from Sky Bet League 1 and League 2. Now obviously, as we just heard, none of those will be 3 PMs, so all of these games will be moved. So 5 matches where? Friday night, that's one. Saturday morning, that's another. Saturday evening, that's another. And then I guess 2 on Sunday, or maybe 1 on Sunday, 1 on Monday. So it looks like Sky are trying to use the EFL to pad out and replace their Premiership coverage, which has been eaten away by BT Sport and was it Amazon? So games will be broadcast on existing Sky Sports channels or via a Sky Sports streaming destination. A destination available on TV and mobile devices. Now this is the thing that is worrying me, because I don't want to watch games on mobile devices. I want to watch game either on my laptop or on my television. I watch clips on my mobile. I don't want to watch long form stuff on my mobile. I'm not a fucking zoomer. I want to watch things on proper screens. I've still got a proper laptop. I ain't got a notepad. I've got a laptop with a 15-inch screen. And I've got a television with a 40-inch screen. A smart TV. I ain't watching shit on a fucking mobile with a little diddy screen. Like, what's that about? So, why is it going to be available on the internet as well, on computers, or are they going to block it? Because they do get a bit funny. They have ways of blocking stuff from being shown on certain things. So that's worrying. They're going to force you to either watch it on TV. Now, will that be TV via internet? So can you use a smart TV to do that? Or will it be literally just TV as in dish TV? Sky via a dish or via cable on a TV? I don't know. What does TV mean anymore? It used to mean a thing. Now it means a lot of things. And like they say, the new deal with Sky Sports will effectively replace the EFL domestic video streaming option provided via iFollow and club streaming services. So if you're not a fan of Sky, or you're boycotting them for some reason, you're shit out of luck. Because if you want to watch Millwall's midweek games and whatever next season, or for the next four years actually, or 5 years, Sky Sports is the thing. Now you'd imagine that they would brand, so this, what is it, streaming destination? What will they brand that as a Sky Sports thing? I mean, Sky as a brand, literally everything they have has got Sky something, blah blah blah, Sky Arts, Sky this, Sky that. So you would think it would be Sky Sports EFL, but we'll see. So obviously this has to come in for, what is it, August? So we'll see, and you can see this they got bullet points going down. This just goes down and down and down. They talk about the process of the tender and stuff. Why was the EFL chosen to go with Sky? Blah blah blah. The money they're gonna get. Pardon me. So it's going to be existing Sky Sports channels and this streaming destination, which they say again available on TV and mobile devices. Again, what does that mean? Kind of worrying. The broadcast, how does it get split? The formula splits the league's distributable revenue depending on the value sourced from the broadcast and other income, but the current effective share is approximately the Championship 70%, 18% League One, and League Two 12%. The uplifted element of domestic broadcast deal is likely to be fed into the distribution calculation. We split divisions, so it's going to go from 70, 18, 12 to 80, 12, and 8. Weighting is given to Championship clubs as primary drivers of rights values, with clubs agreeing the distribution formula at certain levels. So obviously they're getting a lot more money as well. And they say here that Championship clubs will be approximately 40% better off and 25% in League One and League Two respectively. Does the deal reach the value I had in mind? They say yes. It says research suggests removal of Article 48, basically showing 3 p.m. games could lead to a drop of up to 37 million in attendance revenue. Therefore, that number needed to be factored into any offer that sought to remove it. No bid received convinced us in relation to Article 48's removal, and the various models proposed fell some way short of the value of Sky Sports' offer. So, but there was some rumours that there was some bidders that bid, but they wanted to show 3 p.m. games live. It's the Zone or some other people. So they said, so they're saying, well, if you're going to do that, you need to bid way over the odds to cover up for the drop in attendances. But here's the thing: what if they start doing that and then the attendances don't drop? They're going to give some of that money back? Doubt it. This represents a significant lift in guaranteed revenue rights and is a record deal for the EFL. And like I said, this just goes down and down and down and down and down, and they keep repeating themselves a few times. So there you go. So with an increasing number of games, will there be any other new matches available to view that aren't currently? Under the new deal, the following will be available to view: 10 weekend games across the 3 divisions, all opening the final day fixtures in the Sky Bet EFL, all midweek league fixtures, all bank holiday fixtures, all fixtures played in League 1 and League 2 during international breaks. So interestingly, so all fixtures in League 1 and League 2, but they're not going to be showing 3 p.m. kickoffs. So during the international break, our League 1 and League 2 games are going to have their entire fixtures moved to Sundays, or to Saturday lunchtime, or to Saturday evening. Because if they're not showing them at 3 p.m. So the total number of matches to be broadcast is 1,059 compared to 243 in the current Sky deal. Wow. So, however, in total, clubs currently stream 360 matches on iFollow and club streaming services. So the actual total is 603 matches already broadcast or streamed. The additional 456 matches includes 202 additional cup matches, with the remaining 254 matches coming from bank holidays, opening and closing weekends, and weekend matches. That leaves 832 matches, and 26 out of 36 regular weekend fixtures that are not broadcast. Will this volume of games impact attendances? Well, if it's cup games, the Carabao Cup, or what is it called? The League Cup. League Cup, whatever it's called, this year. The attendance for that are already shocking. So I mean, if you broadcast them all, like, would anyone notice? You're clearly probably going to make more money with people paying to watch it. And again, how much will that cost? What will this cost you, the fan? At the moment, you can watch Millwall games that are broadcast on Millwall TV for £10 a game. What's happening now? Will you still be able to do that on a game by game basis, or will you have to subscribe to this EFL channel for the whole season, for a year? And will you subscribe to this EFL Sky Sports EFL channel and then be forced to get all this other shit that you don't want, or do you just subscribe to Millwall games? Who knows? We still have to wait and see. The answer might be in here, right? But they've just dumped so much information out that I'm probably gonna have to literally read through this bit by bit and see if the answers to my questions are in it. But yeah, new Sky Sports EFL deal, which will be replacing domestic streaming on a Sky Sports TV destination and on mobile devices, to be determined. Okay. Moving on, LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. Tom Bradshaw is having the best season of his career, but Millwall striker is greedy to achieve even more. Every successful striker has a greedy streak, and that's why Tom Bradshaw is looking to squeeze even more out of what has already been a stellar season on a personal note. The 30-year-old's double in Millwall's 3-2 win over Blackpool last Friday took his championship tally to 17 for the campaign, easily his best return in England's second tier. Bradshaw has scored 2 hat-tricks this season, both in matches televised live by Sky Sports, won a Championship Player of the Month award, and an international recall by Wales. Impressive. From a personal standpoint, it's been a really, really enjoyable season, where I've managed to score quite a few goals and help the team in important games, Bradshaw told the South London Press. It's a season I look on already as one of my most successful. If we can get the job done and get to the playoffs, then that will be the cherry on the top. Bradshaw is joint 5th with Burnley's Nathan Teller in the Championship goal-scoring charts. The last Millwall striker to net more in England's second tier was Darius Henderson, with 19 in the 2011-2012 campaign. The hard-working, hustling frontman has previously scored 20 goals in a successive season for Warsaw in League One. Well, to score 20 goals in a season in League One was quite special, and then being able to repeat it in the next season, but that doesn't compare to the one and how important my goals could be for us as a team, and potentially getting into the top 6, said Bradshaw. Getting recalled by Wales and doing it at championship level has been being successful as a team as well as me. It's what separates this season from any other I've had. We've still got a game to go in the regulation season, and everyone's aim and ambition is to get into the playoffs, and that's what we're striving to do. Bradshaw admits that his initial target before the league kicked off on July 30th was to reach double figures. Well, it's my most successful goal return in the championship, so I probably wasn't expecting to be on 17 with a game to play, he said. But I've always backed myself to score goals at this level. The team has been incredible. Obviously, we've had periods where we've struggled to get a win, and every team is like that at some point in the season. Bar maybe Burnley and Sheffield United who've gone up in first and second. Every other team goes through a spell where they are under a bit of pressure. It's all about how you react to that pressure, and it was a prime example of the character we've got in the team that we managed to get the win on Friday. With so much on the line, hopefully we can do the same on Monday. Bradshaw could have made it 3 trophies in the current campaign if Simon Fleming had not taken a spot kick duties at Bloomfield Road. Nominated taker Andreas Vogelsang was on the bench, so the club's record signing stepped up to beat ballkeeper Daniel Grimshaw. Manager Gary Rowett joked afterwards that Bradshaw would have been in training over the weekend instead of getting a 4-day break if he had tried to take the ball off Fleming. Well, if the game scenario was slightly different and we were 2 or 3-0 up, then it's something maybe I would have spoken to Zion about, said Bradshaw. Obviously, the game was so tight and it was such an important one. Ultimately, it was our main penalty taker on the pitch, so it wasn't for me to decide. It was very much a case of Zion taking it and then keeping everything crossed that he struck it in the back of the net. There was an incredible atmosphere in the dressing room afterwards, but it was very much enjoyed tonight. But as soon as that's over, then it's a full focus on Blackburn. Well, it was a big result, but it will mean absolutely nothing if we don't finish the job on Monday. Bradshaw's brace in Lancashire underlined his confidence. A clinical first-time clip from Ryan Leonard's low cross, and then lifting over Grimshaw after being fed through by Duncan Watmore. Well, the first goal was a great run and great ball by Lenny, said Millwall's number 9. It had enough pace on it that it could literally just direct it on goal. Goals like that happen so fast that it's mainly instinctive. The instincts of experience, I guess. To see that going so early in the game is any striker's dream. The weight that Duncan put on the second ball was perfect, and then I just needed a tiny little touch to send up the dink. In honesty, it was pretty much the only option on because the ball was played through and I was getting squeezed by the 2 centre backs. And with the goalkeeper rushing out, luckily it paid off. Mill went into last week's fixture outside of the playoff places and having collected 3 points from a possible 12. The win, their first on the travel since defeating Reading 1-0 on March the 11th, lifted them to 5th. Other results over the weekend largely went in their favour, although Coventry's 2-0 triumph over Birmingham dropped them 1 spot. Blackpool felt a must win. Maybe earlier in the season, like at Wigan, you might have taken a point, said Bradshaw. We were pushing on so much there to get a winner and left ourselves open at the back to concede a second. That probably would have been a result where we'd like to have taken the 1-1 and moved on, but at this stage of the season, every win we can get is vital. It added to the excitement of the game because, from what I've heard, it was great viewing. I felt that like we were definitely more attack-minded as a team, and that reflected in the goals and chances. Handling the occasion will be key at a packed-out den on Monday. Well, there's been pressure on our games the last 2 or 3 weeks, said Bradshaw. I was talking to my dad this morning on Monday and saying that in some ways there was just as much pressure on the game last Friday as there will be on Monday, in terms of what we knew we had to win. And we knew what was at stake if we didn't. It's something where you might get a few extra butterflies in the stomach, but it's something I can't wait for. I think the atmosphere will be incredible, and it's a game which every player wants to play in. We've been in and around the playoffs in recent years, but never close enough to pose a credible threat. This is the closest I've been to getting into championship playoffs. It will be amazing to be involved in them. I'm sure Blackburn will be going into it with the same mindset, which should make it a good spectacle. Bradshaw is an unselfish player, but greedy in other ways, he said. Well, I don't think any striker is ever satisfied with the amount of goals that they want, and always are pushing for more. It's what makes a striker a striker. The euphoric feeling is hard to compare to anything else. If Mill do the business again against Blackburn, the Den crowd will experience similar emotion. Yeah. So there you go. Obviously, South London Press published on a Friday, so they have long form interviews, and they had a long form interview with Tom Bradshaw there. It feels a bit weird, doesn't it? Saturday, no game. We have to wait till Monday. It's going to be like this next season as well. With that Sky Sports deal, the closing weekends, all of the games will get moved around, and we'll have to play, hopefully not on Monday night for the championship. Maybe if that's where they can make the most money, that's what Sky will do. They'll put it on Monday night. So now more interviews from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. I love games with pressure on them. Millwall only Callum Styles not feeling championship playoff chase. Heats. Callum Styles relishes playing in championship with pressure riding on them. Playing games with pressure riding on them. The Mill will have their biggest game since they were promoted back to the championship 2017. this upcoming Monday at home to Blackburn Rovers. It's biggest game in 20 years, some have said. The Lions are 6th in the Championship table, 2 points clear of the chasing pack of Sunderland, West Brom and Blackburn with one game of the campaign remaining. Millwall host Jean Dahl Thomasons. Rovers at the Den, knowing it is in their hands to end the 21-year wait for the Championship playoff football. I love games that have pressure on them. I feel as though they bring out the best of me, Styles told the Southlanders. It makes me feel a lot better when you're playing for something. It's like I'm achieving something. It multiples the feeling of getting a win. I'm just so excited. We've been sniffing at it for the last couple of seasons. It's about time now that we jump straight in. Mill put themselves in the driving seat to claim a top 6 spot last Friday after a dramatic 3-2 win at Blackpool. We needed that bit of release of pressure, admitted Styles on initially dropping out of the top 6. We weren't in the playoff positions before the game, so that helped to reset. We had been on a bit of a bad little run, but that win made that massive difference. We knew we were a good team, but good teams have dips in the season. The timing of a dip wasn't ideal. There's a lot of pressure on the hunting that's being hunted. It fell in our favour. We were in the mindset of saying we have nothing to lose. We're just going to get after them, and we're going to put pressure on them, get after them, and not give them time to breathe. We started the game well and went on one goal ahead. We gave away the penalty, which was a bit of a sickener because it challenged the game's flow. They got all the momentum, and we had to deal with that. It was really good to be able to get knocked down with them equalising twice in the game, and then going on to score the winner. It showed unbelievable character. We've changed now, and we've probably gone back to basics. The versatile Hungarian international featured consistently under Rowett before a quad injury halted his season-long loan spell from League One side Barnsley. Injuries are a sickening part of the game, said Styles, who has started the last 2 hours. I've never really had one like it before, which has been that long, so I'm just happy to be back now and playing the most crucial time of the season. The 23-year-old made the Championship playoffs with Valerian Ismail's Barnsley side in the 2020-21 season, playing full 90 minutes of both semi-final clashes against Swansea, as the Tykes fell to a 2-1 defeat on aggregate. They come up quite quickly after the season. You don't have any time to breathe, said the former Burnley youngster Styles, who was closing in on 200 professional league appearances, said of his player experience. You've got to take a step back and switch up the mentality. You've got to play like you've got nothing to lose, which we did against Blackpool. That's when you play your best football. Hopefully we can get 3 points against Blackburn, secure the playoffs, recover as quickly as we can, and get everything ready in terms of our physicality and mentality. It's a season-defining game for both teams, and as long as you do everything in your power and as a team, I don't see why we can't achieve big things this season. So there you go. Callum Styles there. And again, another interview to round off the video. Last one from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. They will look to dominate the ball. Millwall boss gives verdict on Blackburn's approach for Titanic. Then Tuttle, Millwall manager Gary Rowett is expecting Blackburn Rovers to come and aim to dominate possession in Monday's pivotal Championship clash. The Lions know a win on the final day of the regulation campaign will confirm their place in the playoffs. Blackburn have to take maximum points to stand any chance of extending their own season, and then rely on other results also going in their favour. Rovers 2 other results going in their favour. Is it 3? Rovers kept alive their hopes with a 1-1 draw against Luton, already assured a first spot in the table on Monday. Rowett told the South London Press, They're a good side. They've been up there a long time this season. They're sort of a side that's very possession based. They make a lot of passes in the build up. My perception of them or view is that they will come and try to dominate the ball. They'll try and move us around, and they've done that to a lot of teams. They did that to Luton in the first half. They've got good forward players and ones that potentially could be back from injury to give them a little bit more finishing product in the final third. The loss of Sam Gallagher and Bradley Dack. It's going to be a good game against a tough team. Always be respectful, but only both teams need to win. Technically, we don't need to win, but our mentality is that we have to go out and win the game, not rely on the results. In order to do that, we're going to have to perform really, really well with the 10. But we predominantly haven't done that this season against the bigger teams up there. We'll need to do it one more time. Well, we need to do it 2 more times, or 3 more times, technically. If we do it against Blackburn, then we'll have to do it again, and then we'll have to do it again in the final. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, so yeah, it's just dragging out, isn't it? It's taking so long. We've had to wait so long because we played Friday, and then we're playing Monday the week after. So it's like 9 or 10 days. It's just dragging, bruv. Just get on with it. And on that note, thank you for watching.